When I looked at the two new teams last year, I'll be completely honest, I was very, very impressed by how the Lucknow Super Giants went about it, and I was a little perplexed, unsure by how Gujarat Titans had gone about it. And look at what happened, the results. Having said that, LSG had a pretty good result. I think in your first year, if you finish third, it's a fantastic result. But the reason I liked LSG was they gave themselves so many options. And then at the end of the year, whether it was because of performance, whether it was because of injury, but they took away a lot of players who were giving them that flexibility. They may not have got it, but they were capable of providing that flexibility. So to back up Wood, you had Chamira and Ty, you had two different kinds of players. Then you had Evan Lewis to give you an option there. You had Jason Holder, the experience of Manish Pandey. All of a sudden they said no. Now their job was to replace those with people who are giving them equal options. And I think they've gone a little bit in favor of players who are capable, who've been around for a while, but who haven't quite become world stars. I'm talking of people like Daniel Sams, Romario Shepherd, all capable of having their moments. Kyle Mayers, who I think is more likely to be a substitute for someone like Marcus Stoinis. They've gone in for players like those. The one area I think they would have liked to fill a little bit more, but they've got a few youngsters who they hope will come good, but I'm not sure they've filled that area very well, is top order Indian batting. Because I'm looking at the top 5 of LSG, and I think there's 2 Indian batters in there. There's KL Rahul and there's Deepak Hooda, as good as they get in India, but there is nobody else who can fit into that top 5 consistently. There's Prerak Mankar, there's Manan Vora, these players, but they're not saying I must be in the top 5 the way Deepak Hooda has now said. So you've got KL Rahul, you've got Quinton de Kock, outstanding opening pair. Last year one scored 600, one scored 500, both proven match winners. Though I hope we get to see the unshackled, unburdened, freedom-loving KL Rahul, who to my view is a sight to behold when he plays like that. For that to happen, he must have a deep tail. So let's see what happens beyond them. I think Deepak Hooda should bat at number 3. He's earned the right to bat there. When he batted at 3 for India, he did very well. And then suddenly he found himself pushed back to number 6 or so, which is always a very difficult spot. You can see why everybody wants Pooran in their side. He just looks a wow player when he gets going. I've been feeling that way since I first saw him score 100 in the Under-19 World Cup all those years ago. Look at his numbers. Averaging just over 11. Strike rate of about 115, 120. That's not Pooran-esque. That's not 16 crores. So why have LSG gone for him? He can keep wickets. Maybe in future captaincy material. Top order left-hander, but all that will come good only if you've got the numbers to back you as a pure player. What LSG want is for a very strong middle order to liberate KL Rahul. That's why Marcus Stoinis must also play a very big part at number 5. He's a key player there because he's a powerful finisher. I know he's been batting much lower down for Australia in recent times, but he's a powerful batter there and he could give you 2-3 overs consistently day in, day out. So that top 5 is a bit locked in for me. Maybe Kyle Mayers can break in there for Stoinis if required, but that top 5 is locked in for me. Now what does that do? You've got KL Rahul and you've got Deepak Hooda. If there's no other Indian player willing to break in or capable of breaking in consistently in that top 5, that means you've used up 3 overseas players in your top 5. That leaves you only 1 place, and you want that for either an overseas fast bowler or for a seam bowling all-rounder. You've got Mark Wood in there. If Mark Wood is going well, fabulous, because he just provides that cutting edge, short run-up, consistently bowls 140, 145 plus, touches 150. He's worth his weight in gold. He'll come and tonk at the end. But just looking at his background and the fact that he'll be needed for the Ashes, they'll want to hold him back. I don't see him playing all 14 games. So what is the backup? That's when you come to a Daniel Sams and you're thinking, is Sams going to do for me what Wood does? Then you need an Indian fast bowler then to give you the flexibility if Wood is not able to do that. The big fast bowling star last year was Mohsin Khan. But unfortunately for Mohsin, he's had a lot of health issues, he's had a lot of injury issues, and I really have no idea how much of a part he's going to play in this year's IPL. And you can see that maybe they were worried about that, and that's why they went in for the experience of Jaydev Unadkat. You can see why Avesh Khan needs to have a big one for them. Excellent IPL 2021 that allowed him to break into the Indian side. very decent IPL 22, but just shown evidence in recent times of being a bit erratic, of having a couple of really good games and having some very expensive games. But that, to my mind, will be the seam bowling core of that side. That leaves the spinners, and that leaves number 6. When we first saw Ayush Badoni last year, we thought, wow, he's going to be around for a long time. Had a decent Mushtaq Ali, batted in the middle order, strike rate was good, didn't score as many runs as I would have liked to see from him, but he's been way too erratic. They need him to fire at number 6. Unless Krunal Pandya rediscovers what made him such a special IPL player. That role, Shahbaz Ahmed, Jadeja, Akshar Patel, Krunal Pandya has just slipped off the batting side of that role since that IPL of 2019, just sort of averaging in the teens, strike rate around 120. He's a much better player than that. If he can go up to 6, maybe that role can be filled by another spinner in Krishnappa Gautam, who can also bat towards the end. But that 6-7 is an area that LSG need to be very careful about. What else? They've got Amit Mishra in the side. Maybe they don't want to play Amit Mishra throughout, but they could use him as a tactical sub in much the same way I see Mumbai Indians using Piyush Chawla. So maybe that role there for Amit Mishra, if you could take out maybe the number 6 and put Amit Mishra in as a tactical sub in there. We haven't talked about someone who I rate very, very highly as a young spinner, and that's Ravi Bishnoi. I really have no idea where Ravi Bishnoi stands in the eyes of the national selectors, because he's had good IPLs, broke into the Indian team. I thought he had a wonderful Asia Cup, and all of a sudden, he's just fallen off the cliff. Want to know what his mental state is coming back? How confident is he? How hungry is he? So would Avesh Khan, Unatkar, that gives you bowling across different parts of the innings, Ravi Bishnoi, Krunal Pandya, that 5, if all of them are firing, is a very good 5. And then you've got the additional inputs from Stoinis, a little bit maybe from Hooda. So if everyone is doing well, everyone is in form, this is a pretty strong, well-stocked LSG team. But over a 14-game tournament, you want to look at replacements. And I'm just a little concerned there, especially with the Indian replacements for this LSG side. So let's see how they go about it. What will please me more than anything else is if Rahul and De Kock and Hooda and the others play with freedom, then it'll be some side. Join us on Cricbuzz Live for all the fun and insights this year. If you're in the Middle East or North Africa, if you're in continental Europe or Latin America, do subscribe to Cricbuzz Plus to see the Tata IPL 2023 live.